everyone. I hope everyone is having a blessed day. My name is Heather. I'm 39 years old. A lot of people say I don't look it. They say I don't even look 25. But yes, I'm 39. I was born in 1981. So, I was born with cerebral palsy. There are several different types of cerebral palsy. The type that I have is called spastic diplegia, and that just means that my body does a lot of things, but it does it through spasticity. The part of my brain that is damaged, the right side of my brain is damaged. And the part of my brain that is damaged is the part my legs receive the messages from my brain to walk or to do whatever I want them to do. But it just gets lost somewhere. There is a dark spot about the size of a quarter, I'd say, on the right side of my brain that is damaged, and that controls the left side of my body. So my left side is more affected than my right. My left hand turns in, so I use it more or less than a helping hand. It's not that I don't have both hands, I do, but my left hand really doesn't do me much good. It's a helping hand. I don't know why I was born with cerebral palsy. I know it can be something that happens during birth, but I can also tell you that my parents were both drug addicts. Everyone in my family mostly are still addicts. So I'm not sure whether my CP came from my mother's drug use or if it was just something God meant to happen. But either way, I'm very grateful for the life that God has given me. I don't know, telling my story is a hard thing for me to do. When I was born, I weighed 3 pounds, 5 ounces. My head fit in the palm of my mom's head. And my body came halfway down her arm. I had to have feeding tubes, breathing tubes, all kinds of tubes. I spent many, many months in the NICU unit. I was the well-dressed baby in the NICU unit for the 80s. In fact, they called me their Vogue baby because my mom always had me so well-dressed in the little preemie clothes. They used to carry me around in the big white pockets of their jackets and let my head hang out. My mom spent the first from the time I was 2 to the time I was about 5, so about 3 years of my life in prison because she sold cocaine to an undercover cop. So my aunts and my grandmother raised me. They raised me, and they did the best they could. I think they said that they found out I had cerebral palsy when I was like 13 months old. I don't regret the way God put me here. I or the way I was born, so I don't want anyone to think that.
I was crouching.
It's not,
I was doing this.
you know, you deal with what God gives you. I don't know what has made me want to start a YouTube channel. I don't know what has made me want to do anything that I've chosen to do in life. But I feel that there's so many people out here I could help if I would just tell my story. Okay, now, I went to Sarah Collins Elementary. I loved elementary school. I loved all my friends, all my teachers. I had lots of friends and disabled friends, and I still do. Middle school, I didn't like so much. That's when the bullying started. I would be bullied. I was in mainstream classes, is what they called it, because I do have a small learning disability that you can't tell it, because I've learned to work against it. But I was in mainstream classes. I had an aide. She would go in with me and take my notes, because I'm not able still to write fast like other people. And I got bullied, I got picked on, I got made fun of, I got beat up, I got stuff thrown at me. I didn't like middle school. I hated it. Hated it with a passion. And finally, by my 8th grade year, at my IEP meeting, because you know, if you're special ed, or if you have a disability, most disabled people have IEPs, which is an individual educational plan. I told them that I wanted to be in regular classes. That's what I wanted. That's what I was going to do when I went to high school. They said, "You are not capable." I said, "How can you tell me I'm not capable when you've not let me try?" And I said, "If you don't let me go to regular classes, if I'm not in regular classes when I get to Yeoman High School, I want to go on homebound. I will no longer go to public school." And I meant what I said. I meant every word of it. My mom didn't want me to go on homebound. She didn't want to have to be responsible for making sure my work got done, because she was too busy living her life as a partier. So needless to say, that was it. After 8th grade, I was no longer in special ed. I took the exit exam. I passed it with flying colors. And I got to go into regular classes. And I looked at these teachers, and my mom included, who has no faith in me at all. She had no faith in me, and said, "I told you I could do it. Quit doubting me." Okay? So, when I got to ninth grade, I was in regular classes. I had resource, yes, and I was fine with that. I had resource once a day for an hour. I needed that because let's face it, my mom wasn't gonna stay home and or help me because I was defying what she wanted me to do. I wasn't gonna be labeled as special needs. Now I'm not saying that everybody can be that way because they can't. They can't, and I understand that. And what one disabled person can do doesn't mean another can. So don't think for 1 minute that I think that I'm better than anybody, because I'm not. We're all put here by the same God. We're all put here by the same person. Okay? And our destiny in life may not be someone else's destiny. May not be someone else's path. But anyway, so ninth grade, things started out good. I was in regular classes, I had an A, I had resource. Then the bullying got worse. The bullying got worse and worse and worse. I never said anything to my mother. I kept it all built up. Till one day I just finally exploded. And I had so much anger and hostility that I plumb got sick from all this upset that I held inside of myself. And it got so bad that my doctor pulled me out of school and told my mom she can no longer attend school. It is too much for her. And I was placed on homebound after my 9th grade year. I was on homebound half of my 10th grade year, half of my 11th grade year, and all of my I had to repeat my senior year twice because I chose to, because I was in such bad health that I didn't pass the exit exam the first time. I did not need any credits, but I decided to go an extra year so that I could get my diploma because I was not going to settle for a certificate. Now, I'm not saying that people are bad because they get a certificate, but I just knew it wasn't for me. Okay? I remember the funniest part of my days were when I was in elementary school. Because then I was a cheerleader. I cheered for 5 years. I was the loudest person on the team. And they didn't treat me disabled. They treated me normal. And that's all I want now. I want people to treat me normal. I want people to get to know me for me. I want people to come in my lives when I sell my jewelry through paparazzi and get to know me for me. You don't have to buy. You don't have to purchase anything. Friendship doesn't cost anything. Now, if you want to buy, great. If you want to join, great. But if you don't, that's okay too. Because friendship doesn't cost anything. You know, and most people will see, once you get to know me for who I am, and not listen to others, or not go by what you see on camera, then you'll see that you've got the best friend in the world, and I'll never turn my back on you or let anyone hurt you. And I would give you the shirt off my back. If I could, I would do without for my really good friends. I have a friend. I've never met her in person, but I met her on TikTok. Her name is Ashley. She is a tarot card reader. And I watched her, and I watched her, and I watched her, and I loved every video she done. She just put herself out there. She tells people what it's like, and she just rolls with it. And either you like her or you don't. She's my best friend. I've never met her. We talk on the phone daily, and she'll tell you, that girl right there is my best friend. Because we have similar stories. I'm not going to go into her story because it's not my story to tell. But she is an amazing person. And she doesn't judge me for my disability. But I just want people to get to know me for me. There's so many people in the world that judge people because they are disabled. It is unfair. Unfair. Okay? So now, I'm very proud of myself for getting through high school. I didn't live the best life. I didn't. Like I said earlier, my parents were addicts. I never knew where my next meal was coming from. There was many days I didn't even know if I was going to go home and there was going to be power, or there was going to be water, or if my mom was going to be in jail because she'd done something stupid. I never knew. It was so bad that I actually begged DSS to take me. Take me away. Get me out of here. Because I didn't understand as a child how bad the state was. I just knew I didn't like living the way I was living. And do you know they didn't listen to me? They didn't listen to me because my mother had gotten in their head. And they would come and they would investigate. And she would straighten up. And then when the case was closed, she'd go right back to it. So by this time, I'm almost 17 years old. Yeah. You know what I've done at 17? I moved out. I found a good friend. Then I called my mom because she was more like a mom than my mom. She had 3 children. They didn't really have room for me, but they let me move in, and they let me sleep on their couch. The only agreement was I would finish school. I would not quit, and that I did not. I graduated in 2001 instead of 2000, which saddened me a little bit because I didn't get to graduate with my class, my friends that I knew. I graduated with the people that I didn't really know. But I find comfort in knowing that if I had graduated with my class, I would have only gotten a certificate. But by graduating with the people I didn't know that come up the year before me, then at least I got a diploma. Okay. So I'm super proud of myself for that. I moved out at 17, yes, and my mom did fight me on it. She did. She tried to take me to court. She tried to prove me mentally incompetent. I changed my check She changed it back. I changed my check again. She changed it back. I got tired of it. So I told them that she was mentally incompetent herself and made them test her just like she done me. She failed. Said that she was mentally incapable of doing anything outside of her home. But mine, I passed with flying colors. So yes, I was allowed to move out, make my own decisions, and take my check. I'm a very shy person. It takes a lot for me to get on here and do this and tell y'all my story. But you have to sometimes to get where you want to get in life. Now, let me start by saying this. I was raped at 15 years old. I'll never get over it. I still have nightmares to this day. Do I forgive him? Yes. Because we have to forgive. But you never, ever, 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 ever forget. You never forget something like that. And the horror stories, and I mean, I can't tell you what I go through at Christmas time, because that's when it happened. I don't celebrate Christmas. I do because of my child. But mentally, I'm not prepared. I just wish I could go to bed and not wake up on that day. So, then in 2001, I met my son's father. I met him on Chatline. But I'm disabled. I don't drive. I don't go many places. Chatline was my only avenue. I don't get along with many females. Because to me, a lot of females are trifling. I do have close friends. One of them lives with me. We've been friends almost 30 years. She helps me a great deal. I do have a close guy friend. He lives here too, as well. And he helps me on and off the toilet. And things that I can't do anymore. Because let's face it, I'm getting older. But it's not that I can't do them. It's that I've been forced to live in a smaller place. And it's not equipped for me. So that's part of why I joined Paparazzi, was to save up money for down payment on a wheelchair accessible house. Because I don't want people to have to live with me forever. And if I could get in a big enough place, I could do everything myself. I cook, I clean, I wash clothes, I wash dishes. I get myself on and off the potty in a bigger place. I ride the Medicaid van to and from places. When I lived in Greenville, I rode the Greenville Paratransit anywhere I wanted to go. I didn't have to have anybody's help or anybody's permission. And that's what I want again. I want my independence back. I don't like being dependent on others. But I understand that I can't help it. And I'm grateful for what they do. But I also know what I'm capable of. And so does my boyfriend that I've been with since 2011. So we'll get into that in a minute. So in 2001, I met a guy on a chat line. And We fell in love. Well, what I thought was love. 2003, I got pregnant. I wasn't sure if I was pregnant, but I knew I was having symptoms. I called. Well, I'm the type of woman, I'm not going to tell you that I am unless I know for sure. So I called. I went to the doctor because I had gotten a positive test. Because I just couldn't take the morning sickness anymore. And I'm sorry, I'm just getting sleepy and so I called. I took a positive test. It wasn't even 3 minutes, and it came back positive. I made a doctor's appointment. I went to the doctor. They did another test. They came back. They did blood. And because they were scared it might be a false positive. Because I'd always been told I'd never be able to have children. They said, yes ma'am, you're 4 weeks and 5 days. I was scared, nervous, happy, afraid, all in the same day. You know, I mean, what do you do when you find out and you're disabled and you feel like the world's against you? Well, I went home. I called the only number I had for my son's father because I thought it was his number. I mean, I didn't know. And I said, a woman answered. Now keep in mind, I didn't know he was with this woman. He told me they had split up. And I said, can I speak to Charles? Well, I said. And she said, she called me a bad name. And she said, you need to leave my husband alone. And I said, husband? And then I told her that he had got me pregnant and that I needed to talk to him. Well, needless to say, that didn't happen. I mean, like, I talked to him and I told him, I said, you know, you basically like made your bed. And you're gonna, you know, I'm gonna raise him and you're gonna pay child support. And I've been a single mother. Well, I have a boyfriend, but I don't ask him for help with my son. He will help, and he does help, but I don't ask him for it because, you know, he didn't father it. It's not right. But I'm glad for what he does do. I'm different than most women though, so that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm a single mother. I don't regret it. I'll never regret it. But it's not easy. Can't tell you how many times DSS has been called on me for this or that, and every one of them's been non-founded. Because they can't find nothing on me. I take my meds, prescription meds. I don't do any illegal drugs or anything of sort. My son is now 16. And the reality is, he don't want to live with Mom forever. And I understand that. And I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to stop it. But I joined Paparazzi to sell lead and nickel-free jewelry to come up with a down payment on a wheelchair accessible home, so that when he did go off to college in a few years, or the army, like he's talking, or whatever he decides to do, he also has disabilities. But it wasn't for me doing drugs, I can promise you that. I didn't even take a Tylenol. He has ADD, ADHD, anxiety disorder, depression, developmental delays, learning disabilities, autistic, ODD disorder, and it's just a long list. And no, he doesn't get a check. I fought for 4 years. He was denied. He doesn't want one. He doesn't want to be labeled, and I don't blame him. I mean, if people would give me a chance in the world and get to know me for me, and quit judging me because of a chair, then, I wouldn't be on a check either. What? I am college educated. I am a sophomore at University of Phoenix. This is my 3rd time in college. I graduated with a 4.0 average. I have a 4.0 average in college. So it's not lack of knowledge. It's lack of people want to judge me. It's lack of people don't want to give me a chance. It's lack of these home-based businesses, other than Paparazzi. They've been great, and I've made a good amount of money, and I haven't even been in it a year. I don't have a lot of customers. I am looking to build my customer base. If you would like to come and watch me live on Facebook, I go live every night between 7 and 8, or 7 and 7:30, every day. Even if I have to do it by myself. Now, I do have someone that helps, but if I do, there's sometimes I have to do it because she doesn't feel good. If you're more than welcome to come and watch. You don't have to buy, just hang out. I just want to make friends. I mean, if you want to buy, great. But I want 1,000 customers. Well, maybe just 100, I'd be happy. Maybe I can change someone's life. Maybe I can inspire someone. You never know till you try. You gotta try. You don't get nowhere if you don't try. But I hope the story helps someone. There's more that I want to say, but I'm not going to go into it tonight because I just recently got diagnosed with blood pressure and I need to go and take my meds and rest. And I hope everyone enjoys my story. And thanks for listening. And if you want to look me up on Facebook, I'll see if I can find a way to put the link to my Facebook in this YouTube video. I'm not sure if I can or not. But if not, I'm also going to share it on my Facebook business page, Heather's Beautiful Jewelry Collection. It's a picture of myself, and I'm going to share it on my Facebook. So thanks everyone for watching, and I hope everyone has a blessed night.